Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for February 21st, 2013. It's currently 8:26 a.m. As you can see, it's pretty chilly out there with temperatures ranging from the upper teens to lower 20s over the northern interior, mid to upper 20s everywhere else. And we have a northwesterly to westerly wind around 5 to 15 miles per hour, producing a wind chill of around, I'd say about 8 degrees to 15 degrees. It's pretty chilly out there. You definitely feel it when you walk out there this morning. The good news is that we're headed for a warm up. The bad news is that it's also going to be raining quite a bit this upcoming weekend. So let's take a look at this forecast. Now, first, we're going to take a look at the radar. And as you can see, we do have some snow showers around the Great Lakes here. Now, these snow showers are rotating to the south around an upper level low that is setting up around the Canadian Maritimes, way up here. These snow showers will migrate through, especially over portions of eastern Pennsylvania, but really won't be producing much in the way of accumulation. A few snow showers here and there, a few scattered snow flurries, nothing too significant. Most of the region will experience basically scattered cloud cover, dry conditions, and chilly weather conditions with temperatures in the mid 30s. This will actually be the coldest day of the next 7 days as we end up with temperatures actually rebounding back to normal, where we should be in the mid to upper 40s for this time of year as we head towards the latter days of February and head towards March. So let's take a look at the infrared satellite picture. You can see here we have a nice upper level low setting up over the Canadian Maritimes with a strong area low pressure. All that moisture is being backed into the Canadian Maritimes through Quebec and then down towards the eastern Great Lakes and western New York and central and western Pennsylvania. This moisture will basically peter out as this upper level low lifts to the north and east. Now, because that upper level low is lifting to the north and east, this storm, which is going to produce a heck of a mess over the upper Midwest and the northern plains, will lift towards the Great Lakes. Areas here are going to be experiencing 6 to 12 inches of snow. However, portions of Missouri, portions of Kansas, around Indianapolis, ice. Plenty of ice. And the worst thing you could have when it comes to winter weather is ice, because you can't just wait for it just to shovel it or to get rid of it with a snowblower. You have to wait for it to melt, because ice, well, it doesn't like to give way very easily, and it causes a lot of damage. So hopefully those locations will thaw out a little bit quicker than what's being forecasted. Taking a look at the water vapor satellite picture, you can see our upper level low lifting into the Canadian Maritimes. Now, if this was locking in and staying put right here, this storm would then be forced to rapidly redevelop towards the mid-Atlantic coast, and you'd be dealing with a completely different weather pattern than what we're experiencing or expecting for this weekend. Instead, though, because we have all these disturbances moving into the west coast, that forces this to move just far enough east out over here, basically forming what's called almost an east-based negative NAO pattern, which allows this storm to lift up into the Great Lakes, slowly redevelop towards the coastal waters just to the east of Long Island, and that means plenty of warm air surges up into the coastal plain of the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area, even into the northern interior, which means mostly rain for the majority of the region, possibly northern Connecticut ending up with a little bit of snow here and there. But the main show this weekend is going to be towards New England, especially Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, parts of Massachusetts, where this storm basically is forced to redevelop towards the Massachusetts coastal waters and then blow up over the Gulf of Maine and towards the Canadian Maritimes. Again, if this right here, if this right here was staying put, then this storm would be forced to redevelop here. But because it's lifting northeast, this storm is then allowed to redevelop here and intensify. So let's take a look at the model guidance. This is, of course, the European model guidance from the Penn State UL website, an excellent website for all your model needs. Here we are for this evening. You can see a nice ridge starting to take hold over portions of the Great Lakes. That's pretty much going to kill off the snow showers for this evening. Here's our upper level low pushing to the east. We're going to remain in this cold weather pattern for one more day. And then by tomorrow, notice the shift. We have a high pressure in place here. Now, there's a lot of talk for tomorrow evening of rain and snow showers or rain-snow mix. With this ridge axis right over the northern mid-Atlantic, I think this is going to be very scattered in nature, almost isolated in nature. I don't really expect much in the way of accumulation here with any snowfall that does move into the region because you have a lot of sinking air setting up over the northern mid-Atlantic. You do not forecast significant precipitation when you have a ridge axis right over your location. Just a little bit of meteorological knowledge there for you. By Saturday, things get interesting. We have our area low pressure lifting up into the Great Lakes, but we start to get redevelopment towards the coast as expected. Now notice our trough slash upper level low has shifted well off of the Canadian Maritimes. It's clearly lifting to the northeast. That allows our upper level low to lift up into the Great Lakes. Now notice again, the main low pressure system, main upper level low pressure system, and main 850 millibar low pressure system are all located over the Great Lakes. So that means we have warm air at the mid levels surging from the Atlantic right into the northern mid-Atlantic. And you can see that with the temperatures at the mid levels, with temperatures rising above freezing at the mid levels of the atmosphere, even into northern Connecticut. And that is a clear indication we are dealing with just rain for Saturday. So really not a major storm for us. Now, for portions of northern Connecticut, I mean far northern Connecticut, you'll probably see a rain-snow mix. And as this storm redevelops and shifts off the coast here, like we're seeing here by Sunday evening, we'll see that rain-snow line crash towards the coast. Now, for much of the New York City metropolitan area, the storm's over. Okay, the best liftings to the east. You really don't have any significant precipitation. You just have temperatures falling rapidly on Sunday night. However, for northern Connecticut, you'll still have some lingering moisture to play with here. So you'll still have the potential for some light to moderate snow after your rain on Saturday night, changing back over to snow on Sunday, probably Sunday afternoon, with some marginal accumulations. We're not really looking at any heavy snowfall, I think. I think most of that's going to be focused basically around Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Massachusetts, and then some lingering snow showers over Connecticut and Rhode Island. So that storm lifts north and east. Again, Sunday is probably going to be a rather chilly day throughout the region, where your temperatures in the morning to early afternoon will be in the mid to upper 40s, but then they'll crash through the late afternoon and evening hours as cold air surges in. On Monday, we deal with some quiet weather. Temperatures pretty much near normal, talking about the lower to mid 40s. And then we have another storm approaching for Tuesday night into Wednesday. Same deal, same situation. The primary low is located to the west over the Great Lakes and upper Midwest, and that means we have warm air surging in, and that, of course, means rain. Notice again, a very strong subtropical jet stream, or should I say 850 millibar jet stream, flying from the Atlantic right into the northern mid-Atlantic. Could be some heavy rainfall, but clearly this is going to be a very warm storm here with warm air just surging into the northern mid-Atlantic. Watch for this is probably going to be warmer than what's being forecasted here, given these winds. So look for basically a nice little period of heavy rainfall, especially during the afternoon Tuesday into Wednesday. That storm again tries to redevelop towards the coast, but again, too late for the northern mid-Atlantic with basically a rain-snow mix, possibly ending as a little bit of snow, but again, not a major storm for the region. Now again, towards the latter part of next week, we're going to have to watch how this upper level low develops, as we could see another low pressure system kind of get spawned off here right around North Carolina towards the end of the forecast period, right around the start of March. We're going to have to keep an eye on this. We have some nice blocking here in the northern Atlantic. It's not perfect in any way, shape, or form. In fact, it might be too strong and leading to a suppression of the storm track. But if you're going to have a storm, this is going to be the time period where you're going to have it. Now, this again is not a slam dunk. It's not a guarantee. And notice the cold air is, well, rather marginal at best. I mean, all your real Arctic air is trapped up here over, well, the Arctic. And the reason why is because you have the Arctic jet stream kind of basically getting stronger and lifting to the north around the Arctic. And this is more of a polar and subtropical jet stream influence here. So all your coldest Arctic air is being lifted and being trapped up north, and you have marginal cold air over the United States. So it definitely looks like an interesting start to March, but I wouldn't guarantee any winter storms just yet. That is your forecast for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.